Hello and welcome back to the stream. Don't have much stuff prepared today. Had a pretty rough day, super tired, so just gonna try and get through it. Hello Hyperbovian. Not that I don't like streaming, but you know, I'm just trying to stream 6 days a week and knock it out, and some days you just feel less enthusiastic than other days, I guess. But yeah. Like, I'm not well, I'm tired, couldn't find any cool videos to watch, so just, yeah, bear with me, I guess. Yeah, let's start with the spelling bee, I guess. Yay. Hopefully I don't have a coughing attack like last night. That was really, really bad. I could not stop coughing. And the more I tried to like breathe, the more I coughed. Okay, we have to use the letter F, and our other letters are N, L, O, I, B, E. Can we bring back the biff? Is that a word? Biff. Yay, it took the word biff. Yay. Fibbo. Fibbo. F. Flare. Flare. Off. I don't know. I'm kind of stumped. F. This is a hard one. Fun. Yeah, let's see if we can make a bull word. A bull. Oh, I was going to say flexible. There's no X. Of course there's no X. Feline, that's a good one. Surprised me, the lover of cats, did not get that one. Feeble, enfeeble, good. We do like that. Feeble. Oh, it didn't let us do any more. Oh well. Oh well. It's still not as fun as the time we had dildo and pegging. That was the best one. I want to have a nap. Guitar effect that mimics a voice. Red carpet figure informally. Hey Ibrahim, how are you? Good to see you. Robert De Niro, you talking to me line was one. GC Penny or Family Dollar? Hey there. Alright, Downs, we've got Dead Set On as an idea. Hermit. A little off. Home for Monks. Monastery? That doesn't fit though. Successfully win in sports lingo. Okay. No. I don't even think I can get one on the board. Guitar effect that mimics a voice. Okay, I'm trying to think of all the effect pedals that I know. There's a wah-wah pedal. I don't know. For someone that listens to so much shoegaze, I should remember what more of the pedals are called, but I don't. Because it's always too poor to be able to buy any. Alright. Home for Monks. Yeah, Abbey works. Let's go with that. You know what? I think this might be wah-wah. I'm not sure how you spell it. But I think if wah-wah spelled like that, guitar effect that mimics a voice. Red carpet figure informally. Can someone check if the wah-wah pedal is spelt like W-A-W-A? Because that's super helpful if it is. Robert De Niro's You Talking to Me. Oh, what movie is that? I watch too much gangster movies. I can't remember which one's which. It's not The Godfather, is it? But then that doesn't even fit. JC Penney or Family Dollar. I guess they call them stores in America, right? We would say shop, but they say store, which I find annoying. But, you know, if you want to make up your own form of English, that's fine. Two, yeah, a permit does allow you to do something. That is a good suggestion. Three, a little bit off. 3 down is a little bit off. Hey there, howdy. I think this is howdy. Hey there, howdy. This is like, you really have to try and think like an American. And I just don't have that capacity, really. It's just not in my inner nature, shall we say. Oh. Red carpet informally. Red carpet informally. It's gonna be hard. What's 5 down? Successfully win in sports betting lingo. A little bit off. Skewed, misaligned, proud. I don't know. One of these has to be wrong because I can't think of how any words fit. I'm so, it's pretty a little bit off. Woof, woof. Six. Robert De Niro's "You Talking to Me" line was one. Weird. Duh, of course. All right, maybe I was correct with my guitar pedal being the wah wah pedal. I just didn't know if it was spelt like wah wah. I've only ever heard like people talk about them. Oh, celeb. All right, so we got one more. Ad-lib. He must have ad-libbed that line, right? That's when an actor's like, I am so smart, I can... Yeah, I know, I have to do it. Alright, we solved it. We solved it. We had celeb and ad-lib for the "you looking at me." Yay, that was an ad-lib by a Robert De Niro, apparently. So we did it, we got it. Wah wah pedal. That was like what I thought it was, because yeah, that's what I thought it was, but I didn't know how it was spelled, so I guess it is spelled like this. But yeah, that would have been bad if like a shoegaze girly didn't know the name of the pedal. Oh, well, they've got it spelt with W-A-H, W-A-H. So actually the New York Times made a mistake, and that's why I was confused. See? Look. Wah wah pedal. Should I write to them? Should I be a boomer and be like, excuse me, your crossword is wrong. How very dare. Yeah, that's why I didn't think it was wah wah pedal, but that was the only pedal I could think of that sounded like a human voice. Like, cause look, I don't like to toot my own horn, but music is something that I know about. I mean, not formally, just like someone that listened to a lot of music, you know? Anyway. Oh my goodness. I should find some light-hearted videos to watch, but my algorithm is just like insanely depressing and stuff. So I just moved the mouse over to see what the first video to watch was, and it says, "Our sister brought home a Nazi, uncovering the rise of extremism in Australia." And I'm like, well, that's, you know, I know we're possibly on the precipice of World War III, but, you know, can we not, you know what, let's find a cat video to watch. And then, do I ever go out in Chinatown? Yeah, Chinatown is like the only part of Melbourne that I like. My dad came down to visit me a few years ago, and we just got drunk and ran around Chinatown like for 4 days in a row. It was amazing. We just got taxis back to my place, and we were just like acting like kids. It was super fun. It's so fun when like you're an adult and you can just like go out for a night on the town with your dad and get wasted and just talk mad shit about everyone else in your family. It's like super fun. 10 out of 10, I recommend. But yeah, I love Chinatown. I love all the Chinatowns, actually. Every major capital city I've been to in the world, I always end up at Chinatown. I'm just a fan, you know? I just like it. It's a good time. I met a cute boy at a bar in Chinatown once. True story. Won't elaborate on that. It's a secret. Oh yeah, cat videos. Let's find a cat video, because I don't want to like just straight off the bat start talking about like Nazis, like, and like just people being creeps and sickos. It's like, you know, you got to be careful with China Bar. You'll start putting on kilos before. Like, Chinese food is so good, but it's all like flash fried. That's why it tastes so good. Yeah, you gotta be careful. Let's look for funny cats. I just don't want to go straight into like, my sister became a white supremacist or whatever. It's like, oh God, do we have to? But those were the videos I found that, now I'm not giving tea about my personal life. Although I was the one that started by disclosing. But you know, sometimes I like to dangle a carrot and then sometimes I like to take it away. That's just how I am. Silliest cats on earth. Oh no, not the claw clip. Oh. Enlarge, please. Oh, that sounds wrong. No one take the enlarge, please clip out of context, okay? I know there's some rude people out there, but please. Let's remain civil. Aww. See, I don't think it's funny. I think it's sad. I get sad when my cat is so dumb she hurts herself. Oh. Oh. Black cats are like my kryptonite. I love them so much. Oh, Papa.
Cat's reaction speed is just incredible.
Why is its leg so short? Is its leg short or is it fluffy? That's not a cat.
Having a twin sibling is one-of-a-kind experience.
Wait, I thought this video was about cats. That's not... I think you're confused. Oh, Bubba. Oh no, they're gonna attack his head.
Day, this is what you should do.
If you're having a tedious day, this is what you should do. Okay, old-time radio host man. What a voice. I mean, this is probably his video that I'm just, you know, watching. Which I am reacting to, by the way. Fair use. I'm not, you know, doing any Denims, Casey-tron, Frogan-like activity. Alright, I just want to watch something cute. Oh, what the heck is that noise? Oh, it's a bike, I guess. I'm guessing.
Way to start a fight. Curiosity always brings cats lots of trouble. But still, they're pretty into it.
That cat's got like a little helmet, or he's got like a hairline. He's just got like a black little helmet. That's super cute. I like it. I pretty much have only... Well, I've owned a tabby, but that was like a family cat. I've pretty much... Like, I'm not... It's not... It's more a preference than anything else. And because I guess I was a goth kid, I love black cats. Like, oh, yeah. My best friend for like 18 years was a black cat. She was so cool. Just love black cats. They're like my weakness in life. But I love other cats too. You know, I just have a very strong preference and a very like massive soft spot for black cats. They're so just beautiful and cute and funny, and they've got like the weirdest, derpiest personalities too. They're just the greatest. Case in point.
It's hard to guess what's happening inside Cat's head.
Am I having a stroke? I can smell toast. Please call 911. No, that's so mean. I shouldn't be mean. It's not his fault. He probably thinks my voice is annoying, and it is, so, you know. Gotta be fair. Gotta be fair, guys.
Remember what I am doing, Dad. Calling an electrician is a waste.
Oh. I pay for YouTube
Turns
Premium.
out
What are you
not
talking
only
about?
humans are afraid of boring
What the
office
heck
work.
was that? I literally pay for YouTube Premium. What just happened?
Can they stop being a comedian? You know, love is so hard to be stopped.
See, I don't actually think these are funny. I don't actually think these are funny. Maybe I should have searched for cute instead of funny, because like he was whimpering. I don't know. Maybe I'm too much of a softie, but I don't think that cat's like scaring themselves or being scared or yeah, I just don't think, I don't know. I just don't think it's funny. I don't know. Maybe I'm too sensitive. I probably am. I just, it doesn't amuse me. And plus, this is a cat video and I've seen like 50 million dogs. Do you reckon that I smell toast guy, maybe he did actually have a stroke and that's why he talks like that and that's why he can't tell the difference between cats and dogs? Because apart from foxes, which are canines but act like felines, it's pretty easy to tell the difference between canines and felines. But yeah, foxes are very cat-like. You know what? Maybe I will enjoy hearing about freaking Nazis in Australia more than I would like seeing animals get scared and hurt themselves. Like, oh, the cat tree fell over and the cat's terrified. Ha 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 ha. Like, okay, are you all right? I would pick up my cat and give her a big cuddle if she did that. And my cat is very, very, very low IQ. Like, I think my cat might be inbred because she came from a farm where like I'm not entirely sure what was going on, but I went back later to maybe look at adopting her mum, and it looks like one of her brothers that didn't get adopted had knocked the mum up again. And then I'm like, well, how many generations has that been going on for? And it would explain why she's like really... The last cat that I owned was like before her, who, you know, just died of old age, unfortunately. It was really sad. But yeah, the cat that I had before her was particularly intelligent. Like, she was very, very, very smart cat. Very like dog-like in a lot of ways. But
Australia.
yeah, I'm just wondering like how many generations of inbreeding was just going on this inbreeding farm on like the outskirts of Melbourne. I'm like, is that, I mean, she's such a sweet-natured cat, but she's just so silly. And I like worry about leaving her alone because she could hurt herself because she's just not bright. And yeah, it's like, I don't know. I would never laugh at my cat if she's scared or hurt herself. And that happens all the time. I have to like pick her up and talk to her like she's a baby and calm her down all the time. Baby wombat rescue. Oh. Yay. Yeah, my cat is from the Nuff Nuff farm. It's a bit concerning, but she's very, very cute. She's very, very sweet. She's a sweet baby. And she's desexed, so the inbreeding will end with her. That's good.
Home to some very special animals.
Oh, we got some didgeridoo. That's how you know it's about to get real,
Not the least of
guys.
which is the wombat. Meet Beanie, the orphan wombat. whose mother was tragically killed in a car accident.
Oh, Bubba.
And meet the incredible people who rescued her and are caring for her until she is ready to be released into the wild. Learn some fascinating facts about wombats, including the dramatic way they defend their burrows, and meet the amazing zookeepers at Bonorong who care for these special creatures, and learn why wombats do not make good pets, no matter how cute they look.
Sorry, guys. I've got to grab some Panadol. I've got a migraine starting. I'll BRB. Sorry.
I'm Alison, a Kiwi veterinarian.
Sorry about that. One day I'll remember how to think. You know what, guys? I'm really struggling. So if I only stream for an hour, yeah, I fixed it. I fixed it, Hyperbovie, and I realized, like, after a few seconds that I hadn't taken the BRB off. I turned on my mic and, yeah, I just forgot for a second. Yeah, if my headache doesn't start to subside soon, if it gets worse, I'm just gonna have to... I'm just having some female issues at the moment, and, yeah, my head is, you know, it's, acting accordingly, I guess.
Loves helping animals. And this is Graham,
Aww.
kangaroo cameraman and drone.
Oh, I thought the cat's name was Graham. Okay, this dude's name is Graham. We like both the Grahams. The cat Graham, because I've decided that's the cat's name. The cat and the man Graham. We like both of them. They both seem like good dudes. We like anybody that helps wombats because they are so cute. Tigers and wombats are the best animals. Fight me if you don't agree. Thank you.
And together we travel the world for animal encounters and adventures. Welcome to Bonorong, a wildlife sanctuary in Tasmania.
Oh no, it's in Tassie. I don't want to go to Tassie.
And injured wildlife.
Although my cat might have a nice time in Tasmania with her own kind. If you know, you know. Get it? Because she's inbred. Lol.
We have someone very special to meet today. And that is Beanie.
Beanie.
Good morning.
A cute
Oh my
baby
god.
wombat. Beanie was rescued after her mum was hit by a car and killed.
Oh, Papa. And this is why if you ever run over a marsupial, so like any marsupial, mainly it's roos that get hit by cars, right? But if you run over a roo, if you run over a wombat, if you run over a koala, if you run over any of these animals, always check the pouch. I mean, if they have a pouch, if they're a girl, always check the pouch for joeys and, yeah, ring wires or another wildlife rescue. And, yeah, get some help. I don't know if you should remove the joey from the pouch. I have in the past, but let me just check before I go. Should you remove joey from Dead mother's pouch. Yes, you should remove a joey baby marsupial from a dead mother's pouch. If the mother is deceased, not diseased, although it might be deceased because it's diseased, you never know. The joey is at risk and needs immediate care. Gently remove the joey from the pouch, taking care not to injure it. If the joey is still attached to the teat, you may need to cut the teat close to the mother's body. Oh, this is heartbreaking. It doesn't want to let go of its mummy's milk. Oh no. You may need to cut the teat close to the mother's body with rounded scissors. Wrap the joey in a warm towel. Consider rubbing it on the mother first to pick up her scent and seek help from a wildlife carer or veterinarian. That's so sad. Aw. I made myself sad. I did that to myself. Oh no. Okay. I'm not gonna cry. I'm just thinking about dead wombat mummies. It's very... yeah, I don't know. Anyway. One of these days I will be a normal person, I promise.
This is Beanie. Beanie, a bit of a sad case. Unfortunately, she was found inside the pouch of a dead mum. Go for a walk. She went to a carer straight away. She had no injuries, luckily. And now that she's old enough, she started to join the park and she basically learned how to be a wombat. So at this early stage, as you can see, she's very friendly, she's very relaxed, she's very confident around people. But when she gets to about 2 years of age, that's going to change very quickly. So at about 2 years of age, every single wombat, regardless of human interaction, regardless of anything, they will go through a hormonal change. It's basically reaching the teenage stage. So you might...
We've all been there, haven't we, guys? The teen years are tough. Imagine a little bratty teenage wombat. That's so cute. I reckon this wombat's gonna be an emo or a goth. Be interesting to see. Maybe he's gonna go through a skater phase. Let's see. Aww, that would be so cute.
You might know it as a terrible twos. You might know it as a teenage ages. So when they get to about 2 years of age, yeah, they go through a hormonal change that we call the turning.
Sounds like they're turning it into a vampire. They're turning.
Behavior. So they'll be very cute and friendly at this age, but then they'll start to be quite aggressive towards their mum. And in this case, the mum is us. So she'll start biting, she'll start scratching. She'll think of her enclosure as her territory, and she'll start to basically get us out of her territory, which is a great thing. This is exactly what we want her to do, and how, like, the behavior we want to see. Because eventually, yeah, she'll go back out into the wild and will hopefully never hear.
I just want to give him little bum pats, like little bum smacks. Look at his little fat rub. Aww. You get a little scratch.
From her again. So every single one of our wombats is microchipped. So basically when we do release them, if we get a phone call about an injured wombat in the same area, we always check that it's not one of ours. We don't have the facilities to track him as such, but we always just check that it's not one of ours just to make sure. So far we haven't received any one of ours again, so it's a great thing. So yeah, this is what we call a bare-nosed wombat. Also known as a common wombat. They are found everywhere in Australia, but they are the only ones that you'll see down here in Tassie. In the mainland of Australia, you might see another one called the hairy-nosed wombat.
Yeah, those ones are scary.
More of a sort of brown, yellowish colour.
Yeah, they're scary.
And they are found only in the mainland. So now, a lot of people don't realise, but wombats actually have the largest brain for any marsupial in relation to their body size. So they are one of, if not the smartest.
See, I knew they were the best. They're smarter. Koalas are fucking dumb. Everyone's like, oh, team koala. Don't get me wrong. I love koalas, but yeah, team wombat forever. Number one. Wombat, number one.
Animal we have in Australia. So a couple of ways in which they show that. The main one being how they make their homes. So they make underground tunnels, basically a burrow, where they'll, if you were to go in with them, you'll actually find they live very similar to us. So when you first go in, you've got a big open area, sort of like a lounge room, which then splits into different chambers. You've got an area where they'll sleep, sort of like a bedroom. They've got an area where they'll go to the bathroom, completely separate from everything else, so they're very hygienic. You're trying to go down? Okay. There you go.
Oh, he's got his little pouch to go into. There you go. There you go.
Grass and vegetation inside, so they keep it nice and fresh. So you can think about it like a pantry. And then if they've got a little joey like this one here, they'll actually build a nursery. They'll build a space for the joey to hang out in as well. So they are incredibly smart animals. Now another thing as well is when they make the entrance to their burrow, they make it the same diameter as their body. So as you
Yeah, the wombat's house is definitely bigger than my place as well, by the sound of it. I am lucky enough, however, to have a separate place to do my business. So that's living large these days, guys.
walks around, if you want to give her a little tap on the back of the body, you'll feel a really strong plate. She's got a defensive mechanism right at the back. It's a strong plate made out of something called fascia right here. So,
Dookie, dookie.
can you hear that?
Yep.
Ah.
So that plate there is basically how they defend their home. So if they're being chased by a predator, because
They stick their bums out.
their body, they're going to use
That's what I do too. That's like my center of gravity. I just stick my bum out at people. Leave me alone. I'll fart on you.
that plate to block off the entrance like a plug. And they'll basically just wait for the predator to go away. It's a very thick plate that sits really close to the skin, so there's not a lot of nerve endings, not a lot of blood vessels. They can feel it, but it's not as painful as any other area. So they can basically just be scratched and bitten in this area, and it won't affect them as much. But they are going to lose their patience quite quickly. So what they'll do is, if they are being chased by a predator, if they're trying to defend their joeys or their burrows, they're going to lay down really flat on the ground at the entrance, and they're going to let the predator put their head above the plate. Then they're going to use the strong back legs, and they're going to start smacking it really hard against the roof of the burrow. And
They crush their enemies' skulls with their bums. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. What a cool animal. I love it. I don't crush my enemies' skulls with my bum, but like, have you seen those girls that can like crush a watermelon with their thighs? I want to be able to do that. That would be sick. I'm sure that's probably a fetish for some men out there, so ew, get help.
actually crush the skull of any predators. So they're very, very strong animals. So at the moment, Beanie's about 8 months old. She's very, very small. They can live up to 25 years roughly, 20-25. And when they're full grown, you expect them to be about 30, maybe even 40 kilos. So they're quite a big animal. Now a lot of people think that the reason why they're so heavy is because they're fat and cuddly. It's actually because they're made out of pure muscle. So you can imagine how much...
Yeah, that little unit.
Dig up all the dirt to make their body.
If you hit one with your car, you've probably effed your car. Like, your car is probably buggered if you hit a full-grown wombat at speed. I mean, obviously don't do that when you're driving through the bush or you're driving through, like, an area with scrub, you know. There's usually signs. There'll usually be a sign letting you know that there's, like, wildlife around. But, yeah, actually slow down, especially if it's nighttime. Because imagine, how would you live with yourself if you hurt something so cute? Kangaroos, on the other hand, they just be jumping out in front of your car because, I don't know, they're suicidal. And sometimes they'll just try and fight you. You just stop at a stop sign and this kangaroo comes out of the bush and tries to staunch you. I was like, well, I'm in Western Sydney. Is it a kangaroo or is it an esche? You know, it's a little bit of like flipping the coin.
Burrows. Also, their burrows are usually about 2 to 3 meters in depth. and about 20 to 30 meters in length. So very long and complicated tunnel systems.
So they must spend a lot of time digging then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rearrange the furniture.
Yeah, so that's basically what we teach them here. We have a space where they can hide and rest if they need to, because they do sleep for about 20 hours a day. Sorry, 18 hours a day.
Wow, these really are my spirit animal. Crushing people with their bums, sleeping out 20 hours a day. This is my dream life, guys. I'm gonna become a wombat. I'm into it. I like it.
But we do have an area where they can come out outside and start digging and start making their burrows. And we also introduce native grasses and everything that basically they'll be eating out in the wild. So, yeah.
Hi, sweetheart. What are you doing?
So yeah, if you come back in about a year and a half, even 2 years, Beanie will more than likely not be here anymore. She'll be released back out into the wild.
Aww.
Living free.
So it's a very rewarding process, as you can imagine, but it can be a little bit bittersweet for some of the keepers because we spend 2 years with the animal every single day. We see them grow. It's basically like letting a child go. You've had enough? Bedtime?
Aww. Let it go in her pouch. There she goes.
No, they're actually what we call a crepuscular species. So they're only active at dawn and dusk. So for the rest of the day, they tend to be underground, not necessarily sleeping, but they do spend quite a lot of time underground. At this age, they do.
Look how snuggly she is inside her little fake pouch, inside her little sleeping bag. It's so cute. Girls just want to borrow a crushed skull and life. 100%. 100%. That's what we want to do. Wombat life equals woman life. 100%.
Do sleep for a very long time, but yeah, they're mostly active really early in the morning or right before after the sun sets. Now the little homemade pouch is a bit of a safety thing for her and for every wombat that gets here, because obviously you can imagine at this stage they'll still be with their mum. So this is as.
Why does it remind me of a cat? Beanie reminds me of the way my cat goes when I cuddle with her.
As soon as you put him in a pouch, baby. It's a baby once again, yeah. It's so cute. She'll fall asleep, yeah. If I sit here for another 5 minutes, she'll be fully asleep. So.
Could I just have a job where I had to cuddle wombats? A job? Like... So they mainly eat leaves? Like she was eating the
grass.
Oh, grass? Okay.
Yeah. So. And cell phones. Yeah, that too. Yeah. But yeah, the main diet is just grass, native grass.
Just amazed by her temperament. I thought that would have been a lot more active, aggressive,
at this age, she's really good. Yeah. When she gets to about a year and a half, she starts being a little bit cheeky. So we've got one of our little boys called Dewey. Yeah. Dewey's about a year and a half, and he's pretty good most of the time. But if he wants to play, he will start roughhousing really quickly. So, and they bite really hard. Like if you ask any keeper in Australia, we've got more scars from wombats than we do from Tassie devils or anything else.
Wow.
So, yeah, they can be quite not necessarily.
How could you not say that this is a better animal than a koala? This is the #1 Australian animal and equal first animal in the world. Thank you.
Necessarily aggressive, but when they
play,
fight,
they're so strong with sharp teeth and claws. They don't mean to inflict wounds, but they do.
So the longer they're kept in activity, the harder it is for them to.
Yeah, because they get they get used to basically being around humans. So that 2-year mark is probably the perfect time to do it because it's that sort of. It's a hormonal change that happens in her brain. It's a sexual maturity change. So it doesn't happen overnight, but you get to see the gradual change. Like when you get a 2-year wombat, you put her in a pouch, she won't be comfortable.
Yeah.
She'll want to get out, and she won't want to be around here. She'll want to go underground and go into her burrow. So there's a there she is, play biting. so yeah, you get to a certain age where it's really, really crucial for them to actually be able to behave like a wild wombat, and that's basically when we choose to release them back out into the wild, because they just.
I wish that like I had like a house, like, you know, you have to be a multi-millionaire in Australia to even have a modest house, especially a house with a backyard. You have to be so rich. So, you know, unless this Twitch thing really takes off, I cannot own a house. But if I did, I would 100% want to be a wildlife carer. I would want to. I was talking about it with my friend one night when we were going for a walk, because we always like look at all the animals that are out, like it's mostly possums and stuff like that around where I live. And I was like, yeah, I would want to be like the goth, like wild care worker. So I would take care of like all the ravens, all of the Australian ravens, and take care of like owls and stuff like that that are hurt. And wombats. And they were like, how do wombats fit in? And I'm like, because they're wombats. How could they not fit in? Like, they have to be a part of the plan because I love them. They're so cute.
Won't be comfortable. They'll want to be underground. They'll want to be doing their own thing. It just won't be comfortable if they're in captivity, especially with the smell of so many other wombats around.
Yep.
They are a territorial species.
So when they're really little, they need to be bottle fed?
Yeah, she's still getting bottle fed.
She's still getting
so
bottle
she gets
fed.
2 bottles a day, one really early in the morning, and then another one will be given around 9 o'clock tonight. So, and then she'll go to.
I volunteer to feed all the wombats their bottles. Oh, I want it. I want to do it so bad. I think like even with like how fatigued and sore I am all the time, I think I would probably not cry if I had to go to work in the morning and feed a baby wombat. Like, I think I could power through if that was my job.
Bed afterwards. So, but yeah, this is a little playful thing that she does. She'll do it with her mum as well. So yeah, she's just doing a little. She grabs a little bit and then she just has a little nibble, but it doesn't hurt. When they get older is when I start to do it aggressively, and it will actually hurt. I've got a couple of scars like that's from a wombat, for example. So they'll bite and rip chunks out of your body. So yeah.
So at this stage, it'd still be actually in its mother's pouch.
It wouldn't be in the pouch, but it'll be with her. So it'll be walking with her, walking alongside her.
So
if you
still like the pouch, as I say.
Yeah, I mean at this size it'll be too big for the pouch, but she'll still be like sleeping under her mum, cuddling up next to her mum. So she'll still very much be dependent on her mum, and she'll still be drinking milk from the pouch. So yeah. Hello. I do recommend, if you do have a chance to visit Marai Island, you'll see wild wombats everywhere. And at certain times of the year you'll see.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one of my cousins does like volunteer work with wombats. She's down in Tassie. I'm just gonna like accidentally on purpose get back in contact with her one day and be like, hey, can I go to the Wombat Island? I know where she used to live when she was little. You could see Maria Island from the beach in the town where she lived, but yeah.
See the little joeys with their mum as well. You're more than likely to see the little ones like this with her still. But yeah, they'll basically just be 2 little wombats walking around. And they're everywhere as well, so you get to see quite a lot of them.
In this town called Nunes, well, it used to be a town because it used to be like on the railway line. It's a ghost town now. But it's like just past the Blue Mountains, like near this place called Lithgow. So probably like 2-ish hours west of Sydney, probably a bit more than that. And there's like, because there used to be a railway line there, there's like a tunnel, and it's famous for like being a glowworm tunnel, right? Because there's glowworms there. Pretty obvious by the name. But when I was in high school, me and my boyfriend at the time, we drove out there like on a school night. It was insane. But we drove out there on a school night, and we were driving along because it's like this really like, you know, overgrown dirt road. So we're driving on this dirt road and with the high beams on, obviously, because there's no street lights, because it's, you know, this town was abandoned like I think at least 100 years ago. I'm not entirely sure, but all the houses and stuff are ruins, and you can tell by the brickwork like it's really, really old. But you're driving along with the high beams, and we saw about 4 or 5 mummy wombats walking across the road with their little fatties walking next to them. I have never seen anything like that in my life. I never knew that wombats moved in herds. I'm not even sure that they do, if I just saw some type of anomaly. But oh my goodness, I was just like, this is the cutest thing I have ever seen. I think I died. I think like by the time we got to the glowworm tunnel, I was just actually too overwhelmed to even appreciate the glowworms because of the wombats. I was like, this is too much. I can't deal.
Alright, let's put you back to bed. Oh, follow me, guys. I'll show you her enclosure. So this is her enclosure here on your left. As you can see, she hasn't really made any burrows just yet. We've got a little one just under that log there, but she needs to start learning how to do that. And then as she's pretty confident with it and gets a lot better with it, we move her into a bigger space. So we've got another wombat in here who's just over a year old. She's pretty good at making her burrows, so we're giving her a bigger space. As they get bigger again, we move into another larger enclosure, and then eventually...
I like it how they just put them in different training arenas. It's like, yep, they're burrowing good now. They need more stuff to burrow. And then once they're good, they're like, all right, you can go be released back into the bush now. That's so cute. Aww. When I win the lottery, I'm going to like donate heaps of money to save the wombats. Oh, the First Lady of the Czech Republic donated a bunch of money to save the wombats. And her last name is Pavlova. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, New Zealanders try to say they invented Pavlova, but they didn't. We did, and it's like Australia's like national dessert, and it's really good. Oh, did you know that New Zealand's trying to say that they invented the flat white? Yeah. No. Where's the capital? Oh, they try and say Auckland's the coffee capital of the world too. It's clearly Melbourne. You guys, you need to calm down. Look, in the spirit of, you know, our Anzac history, I will let it slide. But you guys need to rein it in, okay? Just really.
Down the bottom where basically she has all the spaces she needs. Very little human interaction. And then after that, the way we release our wombats is something called a soft release. So after they've been in captivity for so long, they get really used to the enclosures and the way they're built up, having the little shelter area and having the space to run around. So what we do with the soft release is we have a property, usually from people that live in the park that have rural properties. We build an enclosure just like the one that we've got here, but we leave the door open. So they'll come and go as they want. They've got the familiar space, and eventually they'll wander out and they'll never come back. So that's how we release our wombats. So yeah. Occasionally we get 1 or 2 come back on the trail cams and, you know, say hello to the old space, but eventually
check out the old spot.
Yeah, but eventually they'll move on. So yeah. Cool. I'm just gonna put it back to bed. So you'll probably notice if I put her here, she'll more than likely just bolt inside. So hey, gorgeous. Where are you? There you are.
I love the way they run. How cute are they? I run like that too, basically. Why is that so cute?
All the best, Beanie. Go and live your best wombat life. Thank you to Bonorong Wildlife Sanctuary for hosting us and sharing Beanie's story. Her journey and the incredible dedication shown by her keepers has inspired me to continue my vet training with an Australian wildlife rescue course run by Taronga Zoo. If you want to help Beanie and her Aussie friends, there are many
Oh, if you're ever in Sydney, you should go to Taronga Zoo. It has like some of the best views in the world of any zoo. Like, it's insane. I don't normally recommend people to go to the Wanka side of the harbour, but catch a ferry, which, by the way, catching a Sydney ferry from one side of the harbour to the other is a very, very cheap alternative to like paying for a harbour cruise. I think those are probably cost hundreds of dollars these days. But like if you want to get the ferry over to Mossman, which is where Taronga Zoo is, or you want to get the ferry over to Manly, which is actually a decent beach, as much as, you know, I'm loath to give the northern beaches any type of, you know, validation in their endeavors, because, look, I have a lot of I grew up in Sydney, so I have a lot of biases against people from certain regions. Basically, if you're not from Western Sydney, I probably think you're a dickhead. So just putting that out there. Yeah, this is Taronga Zoo. I'll show you the view. It's like actually nuts. How do you spell Taronga? Is it double O? Nope, it is not. Taronga Zoo view. Is there one where it's not raining? Which is weird, because... Oh! The harbour bridge is behind the giraffe. That's sick. Excuse me. I'm in the way. But anyway, it's like a panoramic view of like the harbour bridge, and you've got some giraffes and stuff here. It's really nice. 10 out of 10 recommend. Pavlova. Check. Wombat. Those are the only keywords I remember from that story. This is really interesting because the Czech First Lady loves wombats, and I'm half Czech and I love wombats. I wonder if that's like, you know, some type of something in my DNA. But like there's a land far, far away from here where you will end up one day and you will fall in love with big booty cuties. And it's like, yeah, I like that, checks out, you know? Well, it won't let me read any of the articles. I guess I have to pay. Czech First Lady Eva Pavlova's visit to Australia, where she opened a wombat rescue enclosure and interacted with orphaned baby wombats. The visit was part of a broader trip focused on strengthening bilateral relations in trade, defense, security, and science. Eva Pavlova also expressed interest in supporting vulnerable groups, including single parents, and drew attention to gender equality. Anyway, she donated a bunch of money to the wombats. I can't read any of the articles because they're paywalled. So yeah, but I think that's cool. We love to see it. All right, now let's see about the Nazi sister. Oh wait, I'm going to have a quick break, but I will be right back. Hey, so I am back. Yeah, just not feeling well. Oh wow, this is a 43-minute video. I did not realize that. Our sister brought home a Nazi, uncovering the rise of extremism. Why am I dyslexic tonight? Oh, because I'm dyslexic all the time, because that's the way my brain is wired. Yay. All right, let's watch a shorter video first. Oh my goodness. Wow. I just, because I know a 43-minute video is going to take me like at least 2.5 hours to respond to. So maybe not tonight. Maybe just one more. Yeah, I think the people that are usually in chat are probably feeling as shitty as I am because they're not here. So let's save some good material for later. Ooh. I mean, it's a bit rich for Australians to be accusing somebody of using the F-bomb. I mean, seriously. Have you like been outside of your house, Mr. News Reporter? There's C's and F's and all types of letter bombs flying around. And that's just to the people that we like. Like, imagine.
Breaks out in Israel and Iran. We'll take you there. And the US intelligence, what they're saying and what they're not saying. I'm Hugh Whitfield. Welcome to the world.
Oh no, it's the whole world.
Trump wanted to be the peacemaker president, and perhaps he really is. Right now, the ceasefire brokered between Israel and Iran is holding. It is so tenuous. He managed to call off a renewed Israeli attack with a Truth Social post. Do not drop those bombs, he said in all caps. Bring your pilots home now. And guess what? They did. There was also this nuclear comment by the president.
We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what they're doing. Do you understand that?
So there's the F-bomb.
Look, I would prefer that world leaders talk like that, honestly. It's just a word. Like, suck it up. I prefer like forthrightness and frankness. I don't know, maybe it's just, if you haven't noticed, I'm a little bit like that myself. I don't have a problem with it as long as, you know, the governance is being, you know, governing governance, then yeah, that's all that matters really. Just do your job. I don't care if you swear. This doesn't bother me. Imagine if somebody that spoke like me got offended by a little bit of swearing. That would be funny.
Donald Trump also just compared his actions in Iran to the A-bomb, the attacks on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in the Second World War. We're going to play that for you coming up. Donald Trump, though, was furious at Iran and Israel for careering towards that ceasefire, completely breaking down before it was saved. For a president who campaigned to keep America out of foreign wars, it's pretty clear he's very keen to avoid starting a new one. But can the peace hold? And is Iran's nuclear program really obliterated as Trump says it is? Let's start with Miley Hogan at the White House.
After dropping the bunker busters, Donald Trump unleashes the F-bomb.
We basically have two countries that have been fighting.
Whoever made up like this byline, he dropped a real bomb and now he's dropping the F-bomb, is so proud of themselves. It's not that good, guys. It's not that witty. And then the fact that you refer to the word fuck as an F-bomb just means that you're a child. Sorry, just say the word. It's just a word. It's just a word.
Fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
His legacy as a promised peacemaker at stake. After promising to protect Americans from so-called forever wars, the president, frustrated, furious, unloading on Iran and Israel. Both countries had launched a final flurry of attacks on each other, Iran hitting Beersheba, Israel targeting Tehran.
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I've never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel.
The biggest load he's ever seen, guys. That's what she said. Boom.
The Iranians violated the US brokered ceasefire in its first hours. An Israeli interceptor landing on a barn deployed to take out a barrage. Israel's defense force vowed retribution, ordering fighter jets to bomb Tehran. The US president took to social media.
You tell him,
Israel,
Donald.
do not drop those bombs. Bring your
Put it
planes
away,
home
Israel.
now. They did. It worked. Just how effective America's strikes were on Iran is being hotly contested. The White House has delayed an intelligence briefing for congressional leaders amid reports Tehran's nuclear program has only been set back months. Multiple American media outlets claiming to have seen government assessments report the strikes sealed off entrances to two of the facilities but did not collapse their underground buildings. The centrifuges to enrich uranium remain intact. Estimates that the Iranian nuclear program has been delayed by 3 to 6 months, refuted by the White House.
Not only did we just
Hey, Dango. Hope you're having a good night. Nice to see you.
destroy the Iranian nuclear program, we did it with 0 American casualties.
The language perhaps unpresidential.
They don't know what the they're doing.
Tonight, possibly effective. In Washington, D.C., Miley Hogan, 7 News.
And Donald Trump really kicked off with those leaked intelligence reports suggesting the damage to Iran's nuclear sites wasn't as bad as first thought. He accused some American outlets of fake news, called them gutless, and that the networks should apologise to the B-2 bomber pilots who flew the missions. The White House press secretary Caroline Leavitt doubled down in a statement. She said this alleged assessment is flat out wrong and was classified as top secret, but was still leaked to CNN by an
that little pop-up scared me. I was like, I had to pause the video. I'm like, what just happened? Scared me.
anonymous, low-level loser in the intelligence community. The leaking of this alleged assessment is a clear attempt to demean President Trump and discredit the brave fighter pilots who conducted a perfectly executed mission to obliterate Iran's nuclear program. Everyone knows what happens when you drop 14 30,000-pound bombs perfectly on their targets. Total obliteration. But what does that statement really tell us? Well, it really says the intelligence report leaked to the media does exist. Trump just doesn't like it. Importantly too, the director of the UN nuclear watchdog, the IAEA, does say the Iranian nuclear program has been, quote, set back significantly. We've also been speaking with David Rowe from the Australian Strategic Policy Institute.
Look, it's really disappointing if that intelligence is correct and is correctly reported. Look, it's been reported by the New York Times, a very formidable reporting team of journalists on that, and CNN obviously as well. It looked disappointing if that's the case. But as I say, you know, Iran has comprehensively lost over the past 2 weeks. Their leadership has been degraded. Their defences have been degraded. I think Trump has actually shown that he does have the guts to use force where it's necessary.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm so nauseous and my headache is so bad. I think I have to go to bed. I'll be back tomorrow though. I'm really sorry. I thought I could push through it, but I just don't think that I can. So I'm gonna have to go. Yeah, I'm really sorry. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out. See you next time. Bye.